This is the third part of the lesson about the role of business in the environment and how the environment affects the firm. Environmental scanning is the method of gathering knowledge about incidents and their relations within the internal and external environments of an organization. It requires members of the organization to look outside and identify key lessons, trends, opportunities, or threats that may adversely affect the company. Once identified, the company can develop new strategies that are best suited to these external market factors. Managers must know issues that affect not only direct clients or suppliers of the company, but also competitors, regulatory changes, the entire macroeconomic environment, and the changing political landscape. The business environment is constantly changing due to the constant introduction of new technological innovations. So, the basic purpose of environmental scanning is to assist management in evaluating the organization's future path. The components of environmental scanning are as follows: developing a competitive mindset, business prediction or business forecasting, and benchmarking. Adapting to environmental uncertainties must start with developing a competitive mindset. Ignorance of present-day realities may cause individuals or organizations to do certain things that they may regret in the future. Hence, environmental scanning is necessary. Knowing the present-day competitors, the possible number of barriers to entering your chosen business industry, the existence or non-existence of substitutes to your planned product or services, and possible dependence on powerful suppliers and customers will be helpful in developing a competitive mindset. In developing a competitive mindset, we have to consider the factors in a competitive environment. Competitive environment defined in the Porter model is composed of these five forces: competitors, new entrants, suppliers, buyers, and substitutes. The five forces in the Porter model. The first is the new entrants, establishment that enter a given industry to compete with existing firms. Rival firms are existing establishments in a given industry that compete with each other, and they are also called as industry participants. Substitutes, establishments with faster, more accessible, and cheaper products and services that may serve as alternatives for the products and services of a given industry. Suppliers. These are establishments that supply a given industry's requirements for machinery, manpower, materials, money, and other resources. Last is the buyers. The population, whether industrial or consumer, that purchases a given industry's products and services. So these are the examples of the five forces of Michael Porter's competitive environment. The second component of environmental scanning is business prediction or business forecasting. This is a method of predicting how variables in the environment will alter the future of the business. It could be used in making decisions regarding offshoring, branching out locally, and expanding or downsizing the company. However, the accuracy of such business predictions cannot be assured. The last or the third component of environmental scanning is benchmarking. It is defined as the process of measuring or comparing one's own products, services, and practices with those of the recognized industry leaders in order to identify areas for improvement. Best practices of the said industry leaders are observed so that understanding their competitive advantage would be easier. This is followed by gathering information about the company's own operations and those of the other company in order to identify gaps. This, in turn, could be used to find out the underlying reasons for performance differences. From these said reasons, a set of best practices in one's own company will be listed down and that ultimately leads to the company's improved performance. Determining the components of environmental scanning is not enough. We should also identify the other ways on how to scan the environment. We have or we will use PEST analysis and SWOT analysis. Harvard professor Francis Aguilar is thought to be the creator of PEST analysis. He included a scanning tool called ETPS in his 1967 book, Scanning the Business Environment. The name was later tweaked to create the current acronym. PEST analysis is useful for four main reasons. It helps you to spot the business or personal opportunities, and it gives you advance warning of significant threats. It reveals the direction of change within your business environment. These help you shape what you're doing so that your work will change rather than against it. It helps you to avoid starting projects that are likely to fail or for reasons beyond your control. It can help you break free of unconscious assumptions when you enter a new country, region, or market, because it helps you develop an objective view of this new environment. The first factor in PEST analysis is the political. It can be seen as the degree to which the company is influenced by government regulations. Some examples include tax policies, tariffs, trade restrictions. Less apparent examples include relationships between nations, political patterns, forms of government, conflict, terrorism, treaties, and currency. Next is the economic factors to consider or that needs to be considered. It is closely linked to political factors, but they concentrate primarily on the monetary effect. Examples include exchange rates, interest rates, inflation, levels of import and export, consumer sentiment, capital markets, and job growth. Next is social factors. It is considered social factors also called as sociocultural factors, which refers to those factors which result from the changing tastes, desires, and demands of the society. Sociocultural factors examples includes disposable income, age distribution, rate of population growth, education, diversity, and the standard of living and cultural attitudes. Last is the technological factors. Technological considerations of the business includes those within the business, such as research and development activities, and related to companies and competitors, such as new technologies and advances. Additional technological factors includes transport, communication, and of course, the internet. A popular variation of the PEST analysis format is the PESTEL analysis, which includes additional aspects of legal and environmental. Legal factors are legal considerations to be addressed both domestically and in respect of every country where the corporation or the company is doing business, including antitrust law, consumer law, employment law, health and safety law, and corporate legislation. Environmental factors are climate considerations include climate change, climate weather, and climate attitudes. SWOT analysis is a strategic planning technique that provides assessment tools. It identifies the core strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats that leads to a fact-based analysis, fresh perspectives, and new ideas. It is a technique for assessing the performance, competition, risk, and potential of a business as well as part of a business such as a product line or division, an industry, or other entity. SWOT is an acronym for Strengths, Weaknesses, Opportunities, and Threats. Strengths. It describes what an organization excels at and what separates it from the competition. While W stands for weaknesses, they are areas where the business needs to improve to remain competitive. O stands for opportunities, which refers to favorable external factors that could give an organization a competitive advantage. And last is threats, which refers to the factors that have the potential to harm an organization. Okay, to give you an idea of on how to create a SWOT analysis, strengths and weaknesses are all internal in origin, while opportunities and threats are external. Strengths and opportunities are helpful to achieving the objective, while weaknesses and threats are harmful to achieving the objective. This is an example of the SWOT analysis. This is a SWOT analysis of Apple Incorporation by Nathaniel Smithson. So, the strengths of Apple are strong brand image, high profit margins, effective rapid innovation processes, while the weaknesses are limited distribution network, high selling prices, dependence of sales on high-end market segments, and opportunities are expansion of the distribution network, higher sales volumes based on rising demand, and the development of new product lines. While threats include aggressive competition, imitation, and rising labor costs in various countries. I hope that you were able to clearly understand the topic discussed in this video. If you have any questions or clarifications, don't hesitate to send me a message. Thank you.